Hello and welcome to the Strummercamp Podcasts. The Strummercamp Music Festival is held every year in Oldham, Greater Manchester, up here in the north of England. Born from an idea over a pint in a pub back in 2005 by Phil Fitzpatrick and some friends, Strummercamp has grown to become one of the friendliest small music festivals in the UK. Details on how to buy tickets for next year's festival can be found on their website at www.strummercampfestival.com or on their Facebook page, Strummercamp Festival Official. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And why not send the link to the podcast to your family and friends around the world? It's all about spreading the love, scampers. In this podcast, I'm talking to Mark, Les and Nick from TicNoToc, a 5-piece post-punk band from Warrington. For more information, check out their website at www.TicNoToc.com or their Facebook page at TicNoToc100. Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and today I've got TicNoToc with me, and on my left I've got Mark.
Hi.
And then I've got Les.
Hello.
And then I've got Nick.
Good afternoon.
So hello TicNoToc. How's Strummercamp been for you this year?
It's been fantastic so far. Yeah. Just recovering from a pretty late night last night, to be honest. But
The weather's been quite good, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which makes a change from March or May.
Yeah, the weather's been fantastic actually, and that does make a big difference. This is my 10th year coming to Strummercamp, but it's the second year that I've actually performed. Brought my kids, my family, and everyone's had an absolute blast.
Yeah, we've got video evidence of you, haven't we, Mark, with your family, going way back. and you are in one of the interviews, the Without People interviews.
That's right, yeah. I think my daughter was about 10 years old. She's 18 now.
And she's here this weekend, isn't she?
She's here with all her friends. Yeah.
Legally she can drink.
Legally she can drink.
In fact, she's now about 30 people out there, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, full crew.
So how did the gig go? Unfortunately, I didn't get to see you yesterday because I was interviewing in here, in the ladies' changing room.
It was amazing, absolutely amazing. I'd say it's the best gig I've ever done because of the crowd interaction. We was on at 7 o'clock, so everybody was well lubricated, everyone's up for a dance and a sing. And because there was a lot of people from Warrington who came to the festival, we had a nice little crowd at the front who were all singing the songs back to us, which is unusual. So
Nice
it
to see, though, isn't
it?
it was brilliant. So we were absolutely buzzing just off the crowd interaction.
The energy level start to finish was it's magic, wasn't it?
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't do anything wrong. It was a hell of an experience.
So it was your group that brought the youngsters?
Yeah, they're all wearing the T-shirts and they're, singing the lyrics and everything. It's brilliant. Yeah.
It gets bad though when the kids know the lyrics better.
They know them better than us. That is scary. They certainly know them better than me anyway.
My daughter sometimes is my auto cue, and she'll mime the words back to me if she thinks I'm struggling. Yeah.
And they stayed up as well for the other bands afterwards as well. And,
they did. They supported all the other bands.
Yeah, complimented our crowd, didn't they?
Yeah.
In fact, they were asking for them to stay on, and they did. And they really enjoyed watching the other bands as well. So they didn't just come to watch us. The youngsters have enjoyed the whole experience of being here anyway.
They've supported
with the other bands, haven't they? Yeah.
So is this where you're from? You're from Warrington?
Yeah, we're Warrington based. Nick's the only member who is actually officially from Warrington.
Yes, I probably live within about 1 mile of where I was born, but no, it's quite a good band because we are local, which makes rehearsing and just the general communication of being in a band a lot easier than people that are spread out all over the country in some cases.
And we socialise when we're not playing or rehearsing. We still go out together and bounce ideas off each other. So we're mates as well. It's not just like...
So you all actually like each other?
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It's weird, that, isn't it?
Well, face
most
to
of
face
the time,
anyway.
not all the time.
There must be artistic rivalries, or
Occasionally.
I prefer to do this.
There's definitely sometimes we have differences of opinion, but usually Les gets away,
I think everybody...
I had to say that before she said it about me.
Everybody's old enough and friendly enough to not be scared to voice your opinion and to realise that sometimes you're the one that's going to have to compromise what you want for the sake of the
good of the
greater
band.
good.
Yeah.
But usually it works, doesn't it? We have constructive criticism, and it's usually people saying it with the best motives is not to have a go at anybody and say, oh, you're not doing that right. It's more
Yeah,
suggestions.
you've got to
why
leave
don't
your
you
ego at the
relax?
door, haven't you?
Definitely, yeah.
So there's no prima donnas.
Just
No.
me.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And you end up producing a really good piece.
What we've produced now, we're really, really proud. That set list that we did yesterday, when we start playing it, the adrenaline's going and we feel that it sounds good. And we've got passion about, because we've wrote the songs ourselves, we're passionate about what we've done. So that comes through in the performance. That adrenaline and that belief that you've got a message and that you've got something to say.
So how long have you been going?
We were just talking about that.
Minus COVID, we've probably been together 3 years, because obviously we've had 12 months where we've not done anything. But 2018 was when we actually got going properly, because we got an
It was the
established
very
drummer.
first gig, I think, was around there.
And
wasn't it?
first gig was
Yeah.
March 2018.
Yeah.
So not long really, for our age.
But, I mean, so did COVID affect you? I mean, did you all rehearse or you completely lost touch?
We did some rehearsals when we were allowed, but it was very disjointed. So, and we didn't do anything online. We tried a few times. We talked about it a lot,
Technology
didn't we?
wasn't going to work, really.
But in the meantime, we was writing songs at home about the situation with lockdown. You know, there's a lot of emotions going on. So that comes through in some of our newer material, you know, about feelings, about anxiety, feelings about not wanting. Duvet Day, for example, is about just having one of those days where you just can't face the world and you just want to stay in bed. And that came from the experience of lockdown.
And Liar Cheat as well.
Liar, cheat about the
About
politicians.
Not telling
And
the
don't
truth.
forget, you wrote out of control just before
Just
the
it was,
pandemic
as it was
hit.
happening.
February
Yeah.
2018, that was written, yeah.
So it's
20...
Yeah, so it's just become so current about, you know, it's going viral and it's out of control. The lyrics are very poignant for what's been going on over the last 12 months.
So we've actually recorded 6 songs that were in that set yesterday, and we just need to put the vocals on now and do a little bit of extra guitar, and then hopefully we'll have enough material to put towards an album at the end of the year.
Excellent. And so will that be available? Will people be able to purchase, download?
It'll be on Spotify, yeah, when it's ready. We're releasing Liar Cheat, that we were just talking about, as a single. Probably in the next few weeks, I think that'll be.
Liar Cheat will probably be the next few weeks, September,
finishing off
and then
the
hopefully
recording.
by December we'll have, say, 9 songs. We might just do it release it as an album, and then say next year maybe we might actually get something where we can actually.
So are you on Spotify now? Can people listen to you there?
We've got 1 or 2 songs on Spotify. Pusher's on. I don't. Is Graveyard on there?
No,
I think so.
We've just got
Yeah,
Pusher
so
on
we've just got
Spotify.
the last single, Pusher, which is on there.
we've concentrated more on the live set than we have on recording.
Yeah.
So we're now at the stage where we want to put what we're doing live onto recordings, because we're getting asked by a lot of people now, have you got any CDs? And we have to keep saying we
keep
haven't.
asking. Yeah, we've just started doing merchandise as well. Basically just did T-shirts this weekend. We sold like hotcakes, so
Yeah, so
it's been
yeah.
really good.
So now that we're talking about this, there's social media. Are you all on all the channels? And
We've got the Facebook, and we've just started an Instagram, which is going quite well, and a Twitter.
so
as
where,
well.
what can they find you at? Is it at TikTok?
If they put TicNoToc, TicNoToc,
I said TikTok, didn't I?
Yeah, TicNoToc, yeah.
they should be able to find it on, the search engine should find it.
There's also a website as well, TicNoToc.com. And as Mark said, it's TicNoToc. It's spelled a bit
It's
differently.
one of those names that every time someone does a poster for a gig,
Just
they
spell
spell
it
it wrong.
We should have known better, shouldn't we?
So, getting back to what you said earlier about you're a live band and you like the energy and everything. So when you do go in the studio, do the songs change, the numbers? Are they completely different?
We record live. Mainly we record the rhythm track with a vocal live, so we keep that energy going. And then if there's anything that needs a bit of tweaking, we can overdub some guitar solos or whatever. Don't usually do that, but then we do re-record the lead vocal, Mark's lead vocal, and then we overdub like the backing vocals or any extra percussion that we want to put on. But it just keeps that energy.
So who gets the most auto-tune?
The drummer.
And he's not here, is he? He's the drummer.
No, he can't. He's not here to defend himself.
Oh, that's bad, that's bad. Who is the drummer? Tell us who the drummer is.
Jeff Padmore. No, I mean, we don't do.
Hello,
Obviously,
Jeff.
you don't auto-tune the drum, but
I just think
It's
he's
just
got a
you
great
just want
name
to take
for
the
a
mickey
drummer.
out of.
Padmore. He's great, isn't he? He's great, Paddy.
Yeah, so there's
He
two
keeps good
misses.
time.
Yeah.
He's very, very good at that. Yeah, Jeff joined the band at 2018, and when Jeff joined for us to do our first gig, I think that's when TicNoToc actually became what I'd call a band, because that's when we started actually putting...
Actually sounded like a band, didn't we?
We sounded
Had
like a
decent
band then,
drummer,
didn't we?
yeah.
And then Fen joined 2 years ago. And
Yeah, Fen actually joined, he's our second guitar player now, but he was the bass player, and we decided we wanted to...
we wanted to ramp it up. We wanted to ramp it up, didn't we?
You get a bigger sound with two,
Get a
two
bigger
electric
sound,
guitars,
so-
don't you? I think that was what
Fen kindly went on to guitar, so
then
that
Nick
Nick
came
could
along.
come in on bass. So we've
He was a
all-
friend of ours anyway, so he then joined the band on bass. So this line-up's just like,
It's clicked,
so
hasn't
good,
it?
yeah.
It's clicked,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
it's so good.
And I think that
It's just
you
easy.
see that on stage as well. You know, there's that camaraderie, and you know,
Yeah, we're all in-
we bounce off each other.
Yeah, we're all in it together, aren't
Yeah, we're definitely a team.
So you've enjoyed Strum Camp. Would you come back?
Oh yeah, we come anyway, whether we're playing or not.
So you've been coming as guest punters, amigos?
I've been as a punter and I've played twice as well. And we've done some of the sort of fundraisers as well, but Mark's been coming for years, like you said, with his family and that.
Bringing the kids while they were children. So my children have grown up coming to Strummercamp, and it was their first introduction to live music and punk, the Clash. But it's not just into punk. When you get into the Clash, you get into the reggae, then they get into the ska. So they've got a really good eclectic taste now in music, and that's really down to coming to Strummercamp back in the those early years.
Yeah.
It's been a well-organised event. This is my first time at Strummercamp, and I think it's been a good experience. It's been well-organised. The stage was well set up. It's nice and easy for us to get our gear on and get a quick sound check.
Yeah, everyone's
and
been
play.
really helpful, haven't they?
Yeah.
The staff and everything.
they-
Yeah,
They're a smooth running machine now.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for a while. haven't
yeah.
Well-oiled,
yeah.
well lubricated. Yes. Cheap
they?
beer.
That's only me at the moment. Unfortunately. So what's the future for TicNoToc? Where are you going from? I mean, is it all opening up now after COVID?
We've
and
been
that?
very busy actually this last couple of months, haven't we? So July we did about 5 gigs, I think. We've got a lot more coming up in the autumn. So it's just getting busier and busier. And hopefully, once we start releasing the single and the album and that, there'll be a lot more to come.
So you're not going to have any time to finish the album?
That could be the problem. That's been a problem in the past. We've been that busy gigging that we haven't had time to go in the studio. But also the gigging sort of funds the recording as well, doesn't it? So we put it all back into the band.
So you're all working normally? You all got
Yeah,
full-time
this
jobs?
is
We've
just-
all
this
got day
is-
jobs, yeah.
We do this for fun.
And you have to keep reminding yourself that sometimes.
It's a passion. It's a passion as well. Writing the songs, performing the songs, and now recording the songs. And it's never going to be. I'm never going to be able to pack my job in. But it's the kind of thing. At the weekend, this becomes our recreation. And if
Kind of like a part-time job, isn't it, I suppose?
work-wise,
Yeah, we treat it seriously like it's a job.
But we all choose to do it. I think
Yeah.
that's the point. We
Yeah.
don't. We're not.
We don't have to do
we
it.
don't need the financial support that it would give us at the moment. We do it by choice. I think that's why everybody's enjoying
For the
it so
enjoyment.
much, and that enjoyment brings the energy,
Yeah.
the enthusiasm.
But we do want people to go on your website and buy the T-shirts.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
we need to start thinking about promo.
So where are you playing next?
Next gig is in Bolton on the 11th of September. It's there's 10 bands on, and I think the headline is Sons of Clogger, and it's called the York. The pub's called the York, and it's a lad called Darren Sutton. He's putting the gig on, and we did a gig for him in Alsager a few weeks ago, and it was really well run. 10 bands for £10, so it's £1 a band. It's a bargain.
Great, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so come along, buy the tickets of us.
I think there'll be some details of that if you look up the York
That'll be
on
that'll
Facebook.
be on the Facebook page.
Yeah. It'll be on our Facebook page as well, won't it?
Good, loads of links. We need to get people to follow you that way.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, who should we start slagging off?
I think one thing is what is interesting about this band is we've all got very different musical tastes and musical backgrounds, bands that we're into.
So there's no one person that's influenced you?
No,
No.
we,
Lots of
we,
different.
we class ourselves like a post-punk, new wave band because we can't really pigeon ourselves into a particular genre.
But not because we've put any effort into doing that, to fitting in there.
We just play we play the tunes to fit the song, don't we?
Yeah, it's because of our age and our experience, and I suppose the musical journeys that we've all been on individually. When you sort of put us all together in a room, it comes out as, you know, our own genre.
We have
really.
a kind of unique blend,
but
don't we? Yeah.
But if we had to categorise it, the only really place you could put it in is like a post-punk thing, probably because of our age. I mean, you've got, like, what's your influence?
It's all stuff from the late 70s, really. So it is like that sort of, I would class it as new wave. The songs I write are kind of sort of maybe bands like Blondie and the Buzzcocks and Elvis Costello, the Blockheads, that kind of thing. That's what I was sort of brought up on. So when I write a tune, that's what comes out, something similar to that.
Thing is, when I speak to my son and daughter and their friends, they don't know what punk or new wave is.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And you have to explain it to them.
Modern punk's quite different, isn't it, from 70s punk? When me and Mark Fest sort of decided to put a band together, we were looking at sort of 70s punk type thing scenario, weren't we?
That style, when it
but it just came out just a little bit more poppy, I suppose. So it's more.
But we've got
new
more of an
wave,
edge
isn't it?
now, haven't we?
Some of the songs are quite edgy, aren't they?
Like I said, it depends. We've got some songs that we've not played in the set, and it's totally completely different, but it suits the subject matter. So if you've got a song about, we've got one song about suicide, but it's a very melancholy tune that fits the mood of what the song's about, you know, to give the subject matter respect and dignity. It's just time. Obviously, with the lockdowns and everything, all the bands have lost 15, 16 months of getting together and creating. You know, we might have been on our second album by now. So we're literally starting again, but we've started at a pace because gigs that were cancelled, they've been rescheduled.
We kind of finished on a high as well, didn't we? Really.
We were just getting going, weren't we?
We were just getting some really good gigs, and we supported the Rosillos and
Penetration.
Yeah,
Penetration.
And some, supporting some name bands and stuff, and just
So
getting
that's
there
where we're at the moment. We want to support main bands, you know, like bands that, you know, back in the day were big bands.
Yeah.
If we get to support slots for them, to us that's great, because we're playing with people that we've looked up to and over the years, you know, and admired. So it's great. You know,
it's a good way to play some bigger stages.
Yeah.
Like,
And also
isn't it?
tapping into to an audience as well, because, you know, if our music's similar, hopefully their audience is going to enjoy our songs as well. So, you know, sort of adding to our fan base.
How do you decide on what you're going to play and when? I mean, if you're bringing in a nice melodic song about such an issue, and then do you want to end on a high, or are you conscious about how the audience is going to react?
What we do, we tend to big start and then drop it down in the middle, then big finish. What we've done this weekend was every song was in your face, more or less.
If we're doing short sets, it's just short.
It's just in your face, isn't it? Yeah.
We don't often get a chance to play very long sets, because we're normally playing on, you know, at a festival or with lots of other bands. If we get an hour or an hour and a half, then we can put in some of the slower songs in the middle.
Yeah. I think we need to record them and put them on an album so that you get a nice balance.
An hour and a half on stage. Is that buggering?
It's easy, it flies.
We've got enough songs, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got enough songs to do that.
There's enough material there. We'd have to work on our stamina a little bit, I think. Yeah. maybe slow one or two of them down.
There was a chap playing last night with broken finger.
Yes.
Yeah,
amazing.
he was amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, I was stood right by him where he was
100
playing.
mile an hour
and
rockabilly.
He never
Never
stopped.
flinched, did he?
I'm sure he was playing 16th notes non-stop for about 50 minutes. You know, he's unbelievable.
He's since had that finger amputated.
It surprised me.
I think he'd be in pain today.
He was going that fast, he was wondering he didn't catch it in his bass and snap it off.
So I asked you earlier about going back to lockdown. Did you have time to practice anything? Did you freshen up on your skills and learn a new instrument, anything like that?
I did. I kind of went back to try and learn a little bit of music theory, to be honest. Stuff that I should have learnt years ago that had probably made me a better musician now if I'd learnt it way back then. But even learning it now, it's helped me. And some of the stuff what I've been learning is definitely filtered through into my bass playing and gone into the TicNoToc sound.
So if I ask Les and Mark, do they know that you're now a better musician? Would they notice?
You wasn't in the
He
band.
wasn't in the band.
They might even just say I'm just about good enough now.
I was just stirring it up there.
No, I usually I know I'm doing quite well when Les tells me to turn it down.
I had a lot of time to
gig.
think, so I did do quite a bit of writing because I write the lyrics. So I've wrote lots of songs. Well, they're not songs; they're more like poems, but they could become songs. We can take bits out of them and make them into a song.
So how does that process start with you? Does someone come up with the lyrics or the riff? Or?
I usually sing the lyrics. I'll sing it, and then people will start adding things to accompany it. And then sometimes Les will come up with a melody, and she'll start
Mark's always got
playing the
lyrics.
guitar, and I'll just flick through me.
He's got a book about that sick of lyrics. And
The
he's always got something that will fit
yeah.
the music.
The lyrics are a very important part of TicNoToc,
Yeah,
aren't they?
yeah,
You know,
definitely.
there's lots of really good stories if you listen to them as well.
Anecdotal stories and
Yeah, listen out for Rosie Lee. That's a brilliant lyrics.
cornflakes. That's my current favourite. The story of how cornflakes were invented.
Don't just listen to the great drumming and bass lines, listen to the lyrics as well.
Is it true?
Well,
I've heard that it's to do with
John
this,
Kellogg.
Yeah,
to
this
do with
Mormon chap or something.
masturbation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it true?
Do you want me to read it to you?
I'm sure the listeners can find it on Wikipedia.
Can read
Oh,
you-
your
can read you the
song
poem.
version of it.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Shall we do it? Go on. In for a penny, in for a pound, James. Right.
So are you going to sing it or do
This
it
is
as
a bit.
poetry?
I am going to do it as a poem, but it might end up with a little bit of
John Cooper Clarke style.
Yeah, let's do John Cooper Clarke style, shall we? Okay, no pressure. Back in 1895, an anaphrodisiac was contrived, a subject of topical debate. Rich foods make you masturbate. Kellogg's problem was self-pollution, so he invented a dietary solution. Steep plain cereals, press then bake. No added sugar, the first cornflake. Dr. John Kellogg thinks they're great, 'cause he doesn't want you to masturbate. But when you start, and you don't want to stop, you better have a bowl of Cocoa Pops. A Seventh-day Adventist he would have it, bashing the bishop's an anastic habit. Exchange rich foods for cereals bland, aids control of the wandering hand. And even girls he would save from hell, to stop them touching the devil's doorbell. Circumcise the members to keep them flaccid, and douse the bean with carbolic acid. This is all true, it's on Wikipedia. Avoid one must rich foods like truffles, to curb the urge for five-fingered shuffles. Plain cornflakes don't taste great, but they kill the urge to masturbate. So it's Mr. Kellogg you can thank next time you get the urge to. Thank you and good night, with no sexual appetite.
Hey, that's brilliant. So he's come to you two with that. How do you put a tune to that?
Yeah, exactly. We said, where's the chorus?
Well, once you took your head out your hands.
You can't sing that.
I like the pause at the end so that everyone has to fill in the blank. Oh, that's great.
So that's basically, that would become a song. We'd do that in rehearsal, I'll keep going over it. Or it might be the jamming a tune, and I'll come across this poem on my phone, and I'll just start going over it, and then it might not work. You might think, it doesn't really work, so I'll go to another one, until finally we'll find something that fits.
It's going to be something like offbeat, isn't it? I think sort of, and more of a, like an offbeat sort of reggae-ish feel possibly, and
Yeah.
not like a rap.
Right, so
Who
you-
knows?
So
That's
you would
what
listen
my
to
thoughts,
him,
yeah.
and you would develop this sort of like, yeah, it's going to have this beat, it's going to like that, and then you try that, and it'd be.
It's not a conventional sort of verse, chorus, middle eight type thing. So
I think sometimes Mark speaks his poetry with a bit of like a melody in there anyway. And I think you just kind of,
it's got a rhythm, isn't it? Yeah.
you know, like his tonality, and then you can just kind of like follow that a little bit sometimes.
So is there anything in that you'd change? The lyrics?
No.
No, I'd maybe like start it off slow and speed it up towards the end.
Possibly, yeah.
Come to a big climax.
Yeah.
I'll have to put an 18 on this now.
You might have to edit it. Yeah. I could have picked a different song. Couldn't I? Never mind.
No, it's brilliant.
Nah, keep them coming.
Okay, so I'll ask you once more now. Is there anything I've not asked that you want to mention?
Give us a like and give us a share on Facebook. Follow us on social media. and
YouTube.
tell the friends, and
Come along to a show.
Come to the gigs.
Yeah.
come to the gigs, come say
Feel the
hello,
energy.
because we're friendly, aren't we? We don't bite.
Yeah, come say hello and buy a t-shirt. Or don't buy a t-shirt. Come to the gigs.
And pre-book the next single.
We'll get a release date for Spotify, and then get people to start pre-booking it on Spotify, so that it gets an instant hit.
And all this information will be on your website and Facebook page. So let's all go and give you a like and a thumbs up.
Thank you.
So thank you, TicNoToc. That was Mark, Les and Nick. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything you want to say goodbye to Strummercamp?
I would just say big thanks to Phil Fitzpatrick for everything he does for this festival. He gives his heart and soul to it, and all the rest of the Strummercamp team for making this happen. I just said I can't thank them enough for what they've done over the last 15
And
years.
there's been some great bands on, haven't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking
Great
forward to the
action.
Buzzcocks tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
nice to get back to it, isn't it?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
It's been great, yeah. And we hope we'll be back next year.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I'm sure you will.
Fingers crossed.
Well, thank you, TicNoToc. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. Why not check out the other podcast and the videos all about the Strummercamp Music Festival? And finally, don't forget you can find more details on how to buy tickets for next year's festival on their website at www.strummercampfestival.com or on their Facebook page, Strummercamp Festival Official.